Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the next in a series of videos that I'm creating to both document a bit of my journey of building with AI, but also helping others that want to embark on this great experience of using some of the new tools that are out there to build products, even if you would classify yourself as a non-technical founder or a non-developer. Just to set the scene, up until literally 12 weeks ago, I'd never written a line of code, but I'm just on the verges of being able to push my own application into production and look forward to sharing that with you shortly. What I'm going to do in this video is just go step by step through some of the processes that I go through at the start of setting up a project like this. When I was starting, I'd spent a bit of time on YouTube, and so many of these videos go at hyper speed. It's someone that's clearly been developing for a long time, and they're diving around, and it was really hard to keep up, constantly stopping to see and go back to see what they were saying. So I'm going to go at my normal pace. And so hopefully, if you also are a non-developer, you can follow along, and this will give you some of the tips and tricks that I have found useful. We're going to go through in this video to the end of creating the UI, the interface, what things look like. And in the second video, I'll get into a bit more detail about actually building out the NextJS project and actually coding it. And there'll be a nice sort of separation between the two parts of the process. So step one, you've got an idea and you want to start building out products using AI. The first thing for me is about actually don't go anywhere near AI. Too many of the videos, and even the last one that I did, show you go straight to AI and start typing in, this is what I want to build, this is what I've got in mind. The challenge from that is that you just miss out one of the most impactful things that you can do as a human being when it comes to building products, and that is the thinking through of what is this product going to do, of what do I want it to look like, who's going to use it, how are we going to make money from that. And that is something that you need to be doing individually. So one of the first things that I would recommend that you do is write out an overview of what your product is. Now you can do this on a flip chart. I love my flip chart. You can do this on a whiteboard. You can do this in a book, or you can do it in a Google Doc template like this. And this is where you're really going through the thinking of what it is you want your product to do. So I've put it in Markdown because this will come in useful as we start to use it a little bit later. But my product, whatever your product is called, the overview, what is it that this product is going to do? So use human language, use your own words. What is this thing? How's it going to work? What problem does it solve? And who for? I find this can be really, really helpful because it is hard to write stuff down clearly with clarity. And so this will help you to really define what it is that your product is. Then we go into some positioning. So if this product didn't exist, what are the alternatives for the customer? Would they carry on doing what they're doing today? Would they buy another product that is a competitor to your new product? Would they use another category? Would they use system integrators or consultants to fix the problem? And so having thought about that positioning, then what's unique about what your product is against those alternatives? It's faster, it's cheaper, it looks better, it's easier to access. And then through those differentiators, what are some of the key value themes that a customer is going to consider when they're choosing your approach over the alternatives? Plenty of great books on positioning. I was just talking to someone about this earlier. So if you're not into positioning yet, this book by April Dunford is the masterclass on it. Obviously awesome, and that talks a lot about how do you consider your product in the bigger scheme of things. Next, going into the ideal customer profile. So who is going to be the ideal customer for this product? Now, it might be a company or an industry or a size of company, or if you're building a B2C product, that's going to be the type of individual that would buy your product. The buyer personas. So if you are selling into companies, then who are the people or the roles within those companies that are going to either buy your product or implement it, use it, support it? And then for each of those buyer personas, what are their specific jobs to be done? And so by this, we mean that if I am, I don't know, the head of procurement, what is my job? What is it that I'm trying to do? What do I want out of life? And what holds me back? And how is this new product that we're about to build going to help them to achieve those desired gains or remove their pains? Next, we might start looking at some of the KPIs and the metrics that this product is going to improve. Is it going to make people happier, healthier? Are they going to spend more money? Spend less money or make more money? Are they going to fall in love? Like, what are the things that are going to drive the success of this product? Then we can start to look a little bit about what's this product actually going to do to deliver those metrics. So what do the different areas of the product do? If you have got user stories, as a financial advisor, I want to do X so that. If you've got them in that user story format, then that is fantastic. But otherwise, just talk about it. People need to log in. People are going to need to upload photos. People are going to need to share stuff with their friends. How are they going to pay for this thing? They're going to sign up, upgrade, renew, or cancel. How are they going to report on the success of using this thing? Are there going to be analytics or reports? How are they going to communicate? Are they going to get emails? Are they going to log in? Are they going to get push notifications? All of these kind of things to describe what your product is going to do. Then what's it going to look and feel like? Are we building a web app? Are we building a native mobile app? Are we building a network or a community? Are there specific logos or fonts or colors, hex codes that we need to be considering? Do you have examples, screenshots of other products that you want to replicate or emulate? What kind of integrations is this product going to need? And so we think here about both customer integration. So when the customer uses your product, are they going to integrate it into their CRM, into their billing, into their HR? Or our integrations, in order for us to deliver the product, do we need to integrate it into our own CRM or billing or analytics or products? Monetization, how are we going to make some money from this product? Are we going to license it by users, or more commonly now by consumption or usage based? Are we going to have advertising within it? Are we going to have a product-led sales or product-led growth motion whereby it's freemium to start and then we upsell people? Or are we going to have a sales team that are going to sell this into enterprise customers? Are we going to sell direct, or are we going to have resellers or affiliates? Are we going to be sold as an individual product, or are we going to integrate it into a marketplace like Amazon, AWS, or GCP? And then finally, thinking through the tech stack of what we are going to use to build this product. And I'm going to go into some of these in detail a bit later in this video, so don't worry too much about these. But what is it that we are going to use to build this and run it? Now, there's a lot in there. Depending on the product or platform or idea that you've got, you may have some other ideas or other segments or sections that you want to include in that. But this is not an AI thing. This is just about you thinking through your product and what it is that it is supposed to do. Now, to try and bring the rest of this video to life, I've come up with an example product, and it is called ChatGPTs. So for anyone that's based in the UK, you will know that your children between the ages of 14 and 16 prepare for and then take their GCSE exams. For anyone in any other country, it would just be a certification or an exam that your children take as they pass through their secondary school. And so the idea of this product is that it is a personalized AI-powered web application that helps these students aged 14 to 16 to prepare for their GCSE exams. It's going to create custom revision plans. It's going to generate practice questions, provide feedback, and so on. So this is just an example of a product which we can then play with as we go through this process. And so you can see here, we've got the positioning. How might these students do their revision if it wasn't for this tool? Why is our product going to be different? Who's the ideal customer profile? And what are the features of this product? Authentication, workflow, subscription, integrations, monetization, the tech stack. And so you can see this is just an example of this overall product overview. So that is the first step, and we haven't gotten anywhere near AI. So now what we're going to do, we're going to copy our app overview or our product overview. And the next place we're going to go to is either Claude from Anthropic or ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you both of them. So within Claude, you have the concept of a project. And project, I think you can get this on their Pro plan. I don't know if it's on the free one, but there's a reason for upgrading to the Pro plan is that you get access to these projects, which are a wrapper for a set of questions that you've got. So I've just already set up this project, Chat GCSE, an AI-powered web application to help UK children prepare for their GCSE exams. And so now I can start to add knowledge to the project. So I'm going to add content, and I'm going to say add text content, and I'm going to say here Chat GCSE product overview. And all I'm going to do is then just type in the markup that I've got here, add content. Up that goes, 1% of knowledge capacity used. Then I'm going to set some custom instructions. You are my technical co-founder, helping me as we go on our journey to build Chat GCSE. I am non-technical, and so I rely on your advice as we make the right architectural decisions to build our MVP, minimum viable product. Our goal is to get an MVP into production as quickly and simply as possible so we can gather feedback from real users. Please provide your opinions and recommendations rather than sitting on the fence. Engage me in conversation and ask me questions to help guide my thinking rather than providing long streams of text and bullet points. That's one for personally for me. There we go. So there we go. You're my technical co-founder, and the system now has the knowledge. So for example, here, we are going to start off by planning our project file structure. Knowing what you know about our requirements, can you suggest a suitable NextJS file structure? Don't worry about NextJS, we're going to come on to that later. File structure for our project MVP. And then so there we go. Claude is unable to respond to your message. Well, there we go. That's nice and live, isn't it? There we go. I'll help you plan a clean, scalable file structure for ChatGPT's MVP. Given that we're using NextJS with the app router, which has all come from my document, I'll lay out a structure that's both beginner-friendly and maintainable. And so here we go. What are your thoughts on this initial structure? I've got some specific questions about your priorities. And so as I've asked it to, it's providing me with questions to get involved in the discussion. And here it's starting to architect exactly what we want about chat, subject, progress, settings. This has all come from the document that we provided. Now, if you're a ChatGPT fan, then, and I use both of them interchangeably, I should add that. I probably start in the mornings with Claude, and then I use a bit of ChatGPT because Claude often hits some limits, usage limits through the day. And so here we're going to say as well, I'm going to just copy some of this stuff across. There we go. There we go. You are my technical. In fact, I'm just going to copy this from up here. Edit. You can see exactly the same thing here. What are the instructions? And then the knowledge. So actually, I'm going to let me put that up as a document. Where is it here? Product overview, file, download, PDF, and upload, download, PDF. And then in terms of conversation starters, which we get in ChatGPT, help me fix this bug. Help me design this screen. Help me create an integration. I don't know, I'm making that up, but these are quite good because then these things sit here. Okay, so we update that, and that's got our knowledge here. Now, interestingly, it's hidden down at the bottom here. Additional settings, use conversation data in your GPT to improve our models. So depending on what security you want, then you might want to just tick that or untick it. So let me just update this. And I'll take the same question that we had here. Okay, view ChatGPT or view GPT, ChatGPT and AI powered. And then I'm going to put in here, we're about to start planning our project. Knowing what you know about our requirements, can you suggest a suitable file structure? Given our MVP requirements, here's a suggested file structure. And so off we go. So whether you like using ChatGPT or Claude, both are fantastic for this once you've created these wrappers. So either a GPT, which is up here, GPTs, or Claude Projects. So let's go back here. So don't go near AI to start with. Create your app or product overview document. Get some screenshots or examples for inspiration. Draw stuff on paper if you want. Then go to ChatGPT or Claude Projects. Upload your overview. Create those custom instructions about what you want the thing to do. And then start with architecture and project planning. So yeah, let's talk about project planning. And let's go. So this has just created this architectural file structure. That's great. Okay, thank you. I am new to product development. So can you help me to build out a project plan for our MVP? I am the only person working on this other than you. And I would like to get a product live by the end of January. How do you suggest we approach it? And so these are exactly the types of questions that I was asking the tool when I was getting started on building my product. I've worked alongside technical teams, but I've not done the whole thing myself. So understanding the order of things that I need to go through was going to be absolutely critical. What I love about this is that because we've created that very detailed product overview document, everything that we're asking has got that context. I don't need to go back. You are my technical co-founder. I'm trying to build this app. It knows all of that stuff. So you can just wake up in the morning, start firing questions at it, and away you go. Okay, so that's a good example there of using it for the project planning as well as the architecture. Tech stack. We're going to cover a little bit more of this in the next video, but the key tools that I'm using beyond ChatGPT and Claude are Cursor. Now, Cursor is an AI code editor that's really got going over the last couple of months. It is a fork of VS Code, which is a very well-used development environment, and Cursor adds AI to that. I'm going to show you this in the next video, but even as a non-developer that has never written a line of code before in my life, it is a lifesaver in terms of helping me to both take code that is generated in ChatGPT or Claude and edit it and integrate it, or creating new code itself. Some of the other tools that I'm using that we'll come across in the next video are Vercel, which is the platform that we're using to host and create a lot of the content. Supabase, which is a database for both structured data, but also vectors if you're using any AI functionality in your product. Clark, which is a really super easy authentication platform to use. And then Stripe for any billing or payments. Now, with both Supabase and Clark, their free tiers are quite extensive, so you can get a long way in using these tools without actually having to pay anything. Now, to bring this video to a conclusion, I said I'd get towards the AI side, the UI side of things. And for that, we're going to be using a tool called V0, which is also part of Vercel and their portfolio. So V0 is an AI-powered tool for UI design for your interface. So here is V0. And also here, you've got the concept of a project. So I've just created a new project. I've called it ChatGPT. And then I have done the same thing of taking that document I had, the overview of our product, and I've just put it all in here. So V0 understands everything about the product. I'm going to put in here UI UX guidelines. Our brand color is FA26A0, which is the one I use for my product, but it's a shocking pink, and so there you go. That'll be nice. Okay, so there is our instructions. Now we can ask V0 to create any kind of content or components or pages that we want. Now, my advice is to break things down into as smaller component as possible. So instead of saying, I want to build a homepage, say I want to build the hero image, and then I want to build the features section, and then I want to build the pricing. Instead of saying, I want to build this dashboard, say I want to build this little chat widget, or I want to build the sidebar, because then you'll get much greater control over what it is that you're trying to build. But for the purposes of this example, I'm going to use Notebook LM. So if you've not used Notebook LM, it's great. It's a sort of side project from Google that has got really popular because of its podcast functionality that sits here. You can upload a load of documents and then it will create a podcast interview. Anyway, the UI I think is fantastic for dealing with AI. You upload a lot of content and then it's really guiding you in terms of what you want to ask. So one of the great things that you can do with V0 is to literally take a screenshot of something that you like and use that as your input. So if I take this example here, we go back to V0. Please help me build the main dashboard for Chat GCSE. Now, this goes against my advice a minute ago, which was just to do it component by component. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to do the whole thing for Chat GCSE using the knowledge I have provided and the uploaded screenshot as inspiration, where the screenshot has suggested questions and actions. Please use your insight to suggest questions and actions that relate to our student learning use case. Okay, so now I'm going to upload that screenshot, and then I'm going to click go. And so now what V0 is doing is taking a look at our instructions. It's taking a look at that screenshot. It's using the brand guidelines that were in our overall document, and it's now writing code. Now, as I said at the start of this video, I've never written a line of code in my life. There is absolutely no chance that I am writing that code myself without going to someone else. But just through these instructions, then the tool is starting to pull that together for me. So it's still thinking here. Welcome back to your revision dashboard. Share progress, some quick actions, progress like this. What's my study goal? I haven't created any of this. I have not suggested any of this. This is just the system pulling this together. Some suggested questions. Okay, this is nice. Dashboard uses a modern, clean look, so on. I think I can stretch this out to see what that would look like so it's responsive as well. So this is great. Okay, so I could go through these different things, and we've got some different cards here. They're not quite filled out yet, but that gives us an idea of what that would look like. Okay, thank you. Can we introduce our theme, our brand color of FA26A0 to bring this to life? Just as an example, in the header, could we add the color and some gradient? This is not going to be what I would actually recommend, but it'll just give you an idea of how this can start to take your instructions and move things around. Again, as a non-developer, a non-code writer, there's just no chance that I'll be able to do this without AI. So that's going to take a little bit of time to update that and incorporate the brand color. Here we go. I love watching this. Okay, so there we go. We've got pink gradient there. We've got a bit of color coming across here. Not quite sure what's going on with this calculator or with this. Okay, revision plan. Okay, there's a few things there. Okay, and then let's say in this sidebar. Okay, can we make the sidebar collapsible? And at the bottom, I know we've got the can you add a user profile section with an avatar? Okay, it's up at the top right. So again, this is bad instructions, but just to give you that idea that the process that I go through for each page, for each component, becomes very iterative, as you can see what you've asked for and then go, that doesn't quite work for me. Now I want to move things around. What I would recommend, therefore, is that because you've created your overall product document with all of the different user features, and through using Claude or ChatGPT, you've created every single page that you need, you can now go through using V0 and one by one create every single page, every component, and get yourself to a point where this application looks how you want it to. Used sidebar must be used within a sidebar. Okay, let's give a little update and see if that can fix its own error. What we'll see in the next video is how you then take these 10, 15, 20 different visualizations and start to build that into your actual application and start building it. So I'll just let V0 finish its build. And let's see. So, okay, so here we've got this back down the bottom here. Still building a little bit. Okay, there we go. And I don't think that's collapsible yet. But this is one of the reasons why I would not be building this as a dashboard. I would be building just the sidebar. I would be building just the header. I would be building just one or two of these components together, and then you go screen by screen. The moment you try to build too much in one go, then it's very difficult for the system to know exactly what you're asking for. But hopefully, through the combination of what we've covered today, that will give you a good head start. So as a reminder, don't go near AI to start with. Get your thinking cap on and start playing around with what it is that you actually want to build. Next, pick one, or I would recommend both, as your technical co-founders. Create a project or create a custom GPT and start using that as the place you go to ask about architectural and project planning decisions. We're also going to go there for code in the second video. Figure out your tech stack and get free accounts set up with all of these. Some of you might, what do I pay for? I pay for ChatGPT and Claude. I pay for Cursor. I pay for V0 because I get private view. I don't pay for AI SDK. I pay for Superbase now. I don't pay for Clark yet, but I will do later on. And I will pay for Stripe as people start transacting. And then we looked at V0, giving it as much context as possible to get your videos live. And in the next video, we are going to start looking at Cursor and actually developing, writing code. We're going to look at Github for a beginner on how you do your versioning and your management of your code. And we'll look at Vercel for actually deploying your project out to the public for people to use it. Hope that was useful. Hope I didn't go too fast or too slow. And good luck with what you're building. I'd love to hear more about it and how you get on in the comments.